Hi everybody. We are going to try to help out Dan. Dan sent me the funniest request that I've gotten in a long time, and I remember this. This was a lead that I got when I was in charge of writing the estimates while our team was on vacation, and I remember telling him, yes, Dan, I will fix your phone as long as you let me read this on a YouTube video, and he said, sure, why not? So let's read about Dan's phone. So Dan has his pictures trapped on this dead iPhone 6s, and his note says, ready? His note says, issue description. My phone was damaged from urine damage. That's what it says. My phone was damaged from urine damage. As bad as that sounds, it's the truth. I got too drunk one night and I peed my pants with my phone still in it. Can you believe that? Would you ever write that? I think Dan was still drunk the next morning when he filled out the quote. This is definitely a drunk quote request. Yes, my phone was damaged from urine damage. As bad as that sounds, it's the truth. I got too drunk one night and I peed my pants with my phone still in it. Digital Doc in Chesterfield, Missouri tried to repair it, but to no avail. Don't worry, they cleaned it out. And I also cleaned the surface of it so it won't be gross for you guys. Thanks, Dan. You're so sweet. I really appreciate you taking that extra TLC step to get some Windex up on this phone so that I don't have to have your pee all over my finger since we don't have gloves around here. I really hope you guys can fix it because I have some amazing photos from Europe that I really want to get back. Well, I want to get those back for you. I'm going to guess that you had some parties in Europe and you want to remember those moments. Now, the only trouble with Dan's quote request here is that he says passcode, and he's given me two choices and says I can't remember. Well, you're going to need to know that passcode, Dan, so hopefully if we can get this thing working, we'll be able to figure this out. Stop pissing around now, Dan. That's right. This type of thing happens while drinking. All right, so here we are. This is Dan's phone, and it looks like a straight-up piss phone. It's an iPhone 6s. So I took out the screws, but I haven't done anything else with it, so this is pretty much as was. Now, it's funny. Like, I met the Digital Doc guy when I went to the CPR conference. Maybe it was a different one, but he was funny because I recognized his name from seeing a lot of quote requests. So your team is doing pretty good at knowing where to send your tough cases to. So well done, Digital Doc guys. All right, so let's take a look under the microscope and see what's up with Dan's PP phone. Dan's PP phone. This really makes me feel like I should get some gloves, but they're way over there. All right, so we can see a little bit of damage. So this is what urine can do to your iPhone. We have a little bit of watermarks and not much else to see. It looks like there's a little bit of debris here in the charge port. That's not too terrible. Alrighty. Pee-pee bus. Cringe, no gloves. You know what would be really funny? If I licked this logic board. Christine's ready to die. Ow. Christine, did you hear about my tooth extraction?
It sounds really disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Which is more disgusting, my tooth extraction or Dan's PP phone? The tooth extraction? Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about it all day. You know what? So yesterday I had to have one of my teeth yanked out of my head because it was really hurting. And then the dentist had a plan, which was to make it so that he could stick some kind of a post in the hole where your tooth used to be. And then that's going to grow in with bone. We got a little bit of water damage right here. We're going to pop off these shields while I tell you my disgusting tooth story. This is going to be a nice little stream with a theme of disgusting. So if you want your little post to grow in your tooth hole so that you can one day in the future get yourself a fake tooth so that you don't have a big old hole in your mouth, then you need to have the bone grow back there so that they can put the little post. Now, if they just try to stick a post there, you don't have enough bone left. When they yank your tooth out, they are yanking out a bunch of bone. I saw that, and it was gross, let me tell you. So when I was sitting there hearing my options yesterday morning, he told me, so what we can do is we'll fill the tooth hole with, get this, cadaver bone fragments. Oh, cadaver bone fragments. This is taking a long time to get that shield off. There we go. One shield off. All right, let's do the next shield. So cadaver bone fragments apparently will get reabsorbed by your jaw. What? So shipping cost of buying flux is $135. That is not true. If you're wanting to buy anything from iPad Rehab Supply and you're international, we do ship international. But the little calculator on the shipping website is not going to be able to automatically calculate the best shipping price for you. So what you need to do is to just send us a message and say, hey bro, I'm trying to order X, Y, or Z from iPad Rehab Supply, and I need a custom shipping quote. Here is my address. Then my team will be happy to answer that and tell you what your actual shipping quote would be. So there's no need to, assume that we can't ship to wherever you are, because the calculator can't really figure that out. So no, it does not cost 135 pounds or euros or whatever that was. Oh, why does it say power 83%? I want the power to be 100%. I did get my new nozzle in for my JBC, but I have not hooked it up yet. But I am needing to, because it is taking way too long to get this shield off. It is taking too long at max heat and max air. Yeah, it's funny. It's giving me this little low power sign. So the cadaver bone fragments, so gross, just can't stop thinking about it. And I was kind of wondering, when they put cadaver bone fragments in your head, what if the cadaver guy himself had a tooth extraction where they put in cadaver bone fragments? Then does that mean that it's kind of like sourdough starter? Where it's just kind of pass it along, pay it forward. One day in the future, maybe someone will watch this video and think, I got my cadaver bone fragments from that lady. And hopefully it will come with some little bit of proficiency at fixing PP phones. I can't guarantee that though. Alrighty, so now as we look under the shield that was so difficult to get off, at least we don't see any major bands. You're doing cadaver bone fragments. What are you talking about? Everything looks good under that side, so great news for the PP phone on that side. And as we look over here, not so much. So we can see that we have backlight circuit is chewed up on the backlight cap and a lot of these little backlighty dudes, and a couple of these. This one is probably why this thing's not booting. That's a VCC main cap right there, which is not good. Alrighty, so now it's time to give this phone a quick little dip in the ultrasonic. Jessa, I got my phone back today. Thanks so much. It works great. You are welcome, John. All right, now for a real challenge. I have to figure out how to get. Hey, Christine, can you drop this in ultrasonic? Because I'm super hooked up with microphone. It's fine. Go back there, throw it in there, and hit a couple minutes on the timer, and we will chat about other things over here. Alrighty, so let's catch up on chat and see what's going on. Well, we are going to wait for the PP phone to get unPP'd. Now, I will point out, you guys saw that deep corrosion green stuff, not just the oxidative damage to the metal ends of the capacitors, but the green stuff was still on the board. The crystallized urine fragments touching my fingers were still there. And that's just kind of a little lesson again that even if you ultrasonic clean the board, which apparently was done by the first guys to work on this phone, it doesn't really get under the shields. So there's no substitute for taking those shields off if you want to actually clean the board. In fact, we were the first ones to take off the sticker shield, and there was corrosion even under the sticker. So if you're going to be, helping people out and cleaning their phones, then you need to actually clean them, and that means get under the stickers and get under those shields. All right, so let's see. It looks like Chris Long is around on chat. Thanks for explaining. You're so inspirational. You are welcome, Jordan. Let's see. Pee on an Apple product. Sounds like a job for Rossman Group. Chris Long's trying to keep his head above water. Yes, well, you got a little kid now and 2 stores, right? So that's tough. How do you unintentionally pee on a phone? Well, I will tell you, if you are just joining, what did I do with this guy's note? Oh, I'm going to be bummed out if I don't have his note. Oh, here we go. If you're just joining us, the phone is an Ultrasonic, and this is a phone that I quoted as, yes, I will fix your phone as long as I can read your note on streams. This is from Dan, and Dan says, my phone was damaged from urine damage. As bad as that sounds, it's the truth. I got too drunk one night. Not just drunk, too drunk. It's a fine, fine line. I got too drunk one night and I peed my pants with my phone still in it. Digital Doc in Chesterfield, Missouri tried to repair it to no avail, but don't worry, they cleaned it out, and I also cleaned the surface of it so it won't be gross for you guys. I really hope you guys can fix it. I have some amazing photos from Europe that I really want to get back, as long as I have remembered the passcode. All right, I'm gonna try and take a hike. Let's see if I can I wonder if I can disconnect this microphone. Yeah, can you grab it out of there? So lift up like this. So take the lid off, lift up the basket, take the thing out, and then open up the alcohol next to it and scrub it. So easy, you're gonna love it. It's like, scrub it with the little brush that's back there by the alcohol. This is Christine's first PP phone and any phone. Christine, your first phone repair is a PP phone. Oh boy. Maybe all it needs is a scrub and it's going to come out working, and then you're going to get all the glory for Christine fixed the PP phone.
This is what I dip it in to scrub it?
Yeah, you just stick it in there and then throw it in there while it's in there under water, under alcohol. Scrub with the alcohol. Yes, exactly. Oh, all right. Somebody thinks that I should wear gloves. Yes, well, I would do that if I wasn't a mom. By the time you get kind of pissed on and shat on enough times, by the time your kid's like 2, then, nobody's going to get up and put gloves on over some kind of a PP phone, especially a PP phone that's already been through some cleaner, and definitely not now. Lucky Christine, she should be so excited. That's right. All right, sterilize the phone. Yes, what I should do is get out the UV light and sterilize the phone with UV. That would be a lot more effective, I think, than just trying to dig up some gloves. Yes, when I first became a mother, that first 10 seconds where it's supposed to be the most amazing time of your life, where they hand you the newborn. I don't know if this is true with everyone, but both of my sons peed on me. That's what they did. Did Daniel pee on you?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's a universal truth. Yes, thank you, Christine. Let's see, how well did Christine clean this thing? Did Andrew also pee on you, or just Daniel? Both of them. Yeah, exactly. You take a little boy out of the nice warm oven, put him in the cold air. First thing he's going to do, hi, Mom. Here's a nice little piss for you. All right, so now we've got it out of ultrasonic cleaning. All right, so now there's some spots on here that look particularly bad. Let's see. Mr. Craze thinks it's okay to touch his own kid's piss, but he would not be a fan of Daniel's piss. I can understand it. Daniel sounds like he might have some questionable urine, but I'm pretty sure that's long gone. All right, so let's see let's just kind of probe around a little bit. Let's go ahead and probe the main power rail on this phone. And I'm using my multimeter. And we have 0, 0, 0 on one side, and if I can get a reading on the other side, also 0, 0. So that is a full short to ground on the main power rail. So before we do anything else, let's just kind of go on a hunt and clear off some of the candidates that could be causing a full short on the main power rail. So let's go on a little expedition here. All right, glad it wasn't in his back pocket. Exactly. Hi, David from Israel, who's 15 years old. You should go, David, right now I want you to get up, go find your mom, and tell her that you are sorry for peeing on her when you were 1 minute old, because I am sure that you did it. And your mom is probably still around, so you can go make that, you can go right that wrong right now. All right, so what I'm doing is just popping off questionable looking VCC main caps. Let's do this one too. Quite questionable, quite beat up. Alrighty. Okay, now looking around at what looks like it's definitely a problem. One of those guys back there. I really don't like one of those guys. See how easy it is to just get rid of problems? Just like it was when Dan's bladder was full, and he got rid of that problem from drinking all that beer. Oh, this one's hard to get out of there. It'll have to dump out on its own. All right, let's check out this side. Okay, now the one I'm most concerned about is this one. That looks like that is electrically damaged. In fact, it looks probably a lot like my tooth did yesterday when I went to the dentist. And the whole time I was sitting there at the dentist and he's like, I was thinking about prying caps out of underfill because I'm pretty sure it's a lot the same. Alrighty. She probably pooped on you too. What was that? I missed one there. Let's see. Do you think that's what happened with the MacBook sent to Rossman Group? I do not know. My mom peed on me when I was born, says Power Shield. Well, you know, I think that she has the right to pee on you when you... I think that that's one of those things that doesn't go both ways. It only goes one way. Your mom had the right to piss or even shit on you as you are being ejected out of her vagina. She can do whatever she wants. All right. So I'm going to pretend that this is a molar, and now I'm going to be Dr. Roland, except we're not going to use any iPhone cadaver parts. We could, if we wanted to replace it, we could get a dead iPhone, a cadaver. That's what I'm going to start calling. I'm going to start calling the donor boards cadavers. We need another cadaver. We need to get another 10 microfarad capacitor from the cadaver. That would be pretty funny. All right. So I know that some of you guys can't stand to watch the barbaric ritual of knocking caps off. But if you think about this particular guy, he is right on the edge of the CPU. He is right on the edge of the CPU, and we do not want to put heat there. That's just too much of a risk, especially when we're trying to get back Dan's piss pictures. So we are going to do exactly what the dentist did. There was a whole lot of this kind of rocking and stuff. I remember one of the tools that he asked for was something called a cow horn, and I thought that was particularly gross. Okay, now let's check and see, do we still have a short on the main power rail? Let's find out, as we've just kind of done a quick little visual overview. All right, it was a C-section. Your mom peed on you after a C-section. Still, I think she has the right to do what she wants. Diode mode reading is 0.324, so that is fantastic news for our short. So that little ugly looking dude looks like it was the cause, or one of the others we picked off. So now let's see if we need to do anything else, or is this phone going to boot up? I'm going to guess that there's a good chance that we might not have backlight. In fact, we can go ahead and take a diode mode reading on backlight just to see whether or not we will, because that cap looks pretty beat up. But you never know. Sometimes those guys can hang on and surprise you. But let's find out. Backlight is 0.487. All right, seems like we might actually have backlight. All right, time to test. I'm going to get some alcohol off of this board with just a little bit of regular heat. Here we go. I wonder if Dan took pictures the night he pissed on his phone. That is a really good question. I bet Dan did take pictures the night that he pissed his phone. I'm not sure if the data that he's really wanting are going to be the last pictures Dan took, but I'm sure that Dan would be happy to share with the entire internet the fun pictures from his night that ended with him pissing in his phone. Alrighty, so let's steal back from Mark the 6S test parts, which I just solved. So I'm going to grab those, and I think I can walk over here with the microphone. Got her. All right. I found this whole set back on Mark's station, which is definitely not cool. Okay, so now we've got our known goods. I spilled a whole can of soda on my Galaxy S9 Plus, and it washed right off. Well, there you go. I think actually the iPhone 6S is pretty tough as far as water damage goes. All right, so now what we're doing is gonna plug in a screen and the DC power supply, and we're gonna see what other things are wrong, if anything, with this phone, or maybe we're done. Alrighty. So I broke the little connector to the hand camera, so I can't click over to hand camera today. Alrighty. DC power supply cables. Here we go. I'd like to party with Dan. He seems like a cool guy. Does he? Does he really? I don't know. Christine, when was the last time you pissed your pants with a fun night of... Never? Never ever? Huh.
I did enough of that when I was 7 years old.
She did enough of that when she was 7 years old. All right. Okay, let's find out. All right, so I have it connected to DC power supply, and we are going to prompt to boot and see what happens. Prompt to boot. I don't see anything on the screen, but the DC power supply looks like it's booting. And let's check for image. Let's see if we can bring you... there's no way that's going to work. There's no way that this camera... Yay! It's detected by iTunes. I see an Apple logo, which I'd like to show you. Let's use my phone as the backlight, and we'll see if this can boot. Oh, it booted up to the lock screen. All right. Let me try to get a light on here. Let's see. Do we have touch? All right. Okay, let's see. Do we have touch? Yay, it looks like we will have touch. All right, now let's try Dan's passcode and see if he knows it. All right, so it's asking for a 6-digit passcode, and he has one 6-digit passcode guess. Let's try it. And it's the right one. Way to go, Dan. You knew your passcode. Good job, buddy. All right. So let's see. Oh, we got to enter in a passcode again to trust this computer. All right. Let's see how bad these pictures are, Dan. And we'll see whether or not we're going to elect to share them with the world or not. Let's see. That was part of my deal with Dan. For you guys that are horrified, I said, I will fix your phone as long as we can read your note on stream, which comes with Ah, I see. So the last pictures were taken at the University of Missouri. Sounds like a party. Let's see. And the last picture taken on Dan's phone is dun da da da. Let's see if I can hold this whole thing up for you guys. So it has no backlight as expected. Can you see the last picture taken on Dan's phone? It is a basketball game. Party after the basketball game. So this is going to go in the done pile, and I'm sure we will be able to get all of these pictures off of this phone. As expected, it doesn't have backlight, but that's okay. We have entered the passcode and click trust. So for all of you guys that are out there, there's one lesson here. Basketball games are super dangerous for phones. That's it. And we will see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out the TriStar Tester, which I just listed today, available for pre-order only on iPadRehab.com supply store. This, I think, is really going to be cool for triaging your TriStar jobs at the front counter with the customer so that they can really see and understand part of your unit on consumer education about charging cables and to help you get the right information. So we're going to kiss goodbye the days of, I'm just going to change your battery, your phone seems to be charging fine, but if it turns out to be TriStar in that it will not charge a stone dead battery, come on back. We don't have to look like idiots that don't know how to diagnose things properly anymore. The TriStar Tester is going to change all that. We'll be able to pick those ones up at the counter, at least most of them, I hope. So you want to pick up yours at iPadRehab.com. They are listed on our supply site for pre-orders. If you pre-order one, I will cap the pre-orders at the first shipment so that you will be guaranteed to get one if here in the US. Alrighty, that is it, and I will see you guys later.